Hello, everybody. I know I look kind of weird. My background's all weird. This is how it is. We're trying to be authentic. And yes, I do look like Mike. Don't I look like Mike? Wait, where's my. Dang it, I don't have my hat. Welcome to the Hounds of Business community, CJ style. I am filling in for our brother who needs a little bit of breather, but really keep in mind the Hounds of Business community is about business community and it is about community, really, right? And community means anybody can step in for the HOB, Hounds of Business. So today we're going to have amazing conversation regarding community building, how each one of us creates synergy to really create what we want with our community. That is authenticity, integrity, community building, networking, free classes, publicity. I mean, you name it. We have a lot of going on in Hounds of Business community. So if you are not in, I don't know what rock you are under, and hoping that you guys can join us. But before I keep on talking, we're going to go ahead and start off the show. Lion, sir, go for it. All right. So we have one of our sponsors here. It's Jen Drummond. And basically, it's jendrummond.com. After a serious car wreck and a major life events, Jen transformed her life, which resulted in being the world record holder by being the first woman to climb the second seven summits. Can you imagine? Now, her book is essentially about living an authentic, heart centered life full of passion and fulfillment. Learn from someone who has been there and then that. Go ahead and buy the book. It's amazing. And thank you for being an inspiration and a cherished friend of the Hounds of Business, Jen Drummond. The next one we have is going to be one of our Hounds of Business community member, Gary Miles. You can find him at garymiles.net, the free lawyer coach and amazing podcast, right? Mike was on it recently, really, on his podcast. It was an amazing experience for him. He talks about it all the time. And amateurs do things alone, but all top level professionals have multiple coaches. We need it, right? To reach that next level and level up. So, all the attorneys out there, stop facing your challenges alone and accelerate your personal happiness and business growth by tapping into Gary's brand new book and 40 years of experience. Thank you, Gary, for all that you do for our community as well. And then, of course, who's next on our slide? Yeah, we need a picture of Mike without his hat for sure. The redneck financial coach, none other than Mike Asher Brenner, the founder, right, of Hounds of Business community. So we got you, bro. He has a lot of classes. He actually has a class, I think, with Tammy soon about um, business accounting for sure. So you guys don't want to miss that. Make sure you go and check it out. And the next one.
Are you looking to grow your business and your mindset alongside a fun and awesome pack? Grab a chair and your favorite beverage and join Mike Ashebrainer, the business mechanic, and his win-win network for the Hounds of Business Happy Hour.
Aha, did you see that? I love the pop. Of course, me. I have an anthology coming up, guys. If you want to amplify your message and basically share your amazing story with us, please do. Tomorrow is the very last day you can sign up. And then after that, we have really two meetings. That's the only commitment you'll have is the not July, February 4th is a Zoom from 8 to 10 a.m. PST where we get to network with your other co-authors, share some ideas, tools that you can use to write your book. Some of us like to do audio and then transcribe. We have tools to provide for you as far as what you could use. And then on February 24th, we have another Zoom meeting that is the second edits. And literally, your physical book will be available in Amazon by March 22nd. So if you're always wanting to write a book and you're like, I have so many written, but you have never done the whole process, this is your chance to share with us your story and amplify your message. So, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for what it's all about today? Today is about community building, synergy at work. This is our dear sister New, right? You guys, if you don't know her, you better, like for real, right? She's been on my shows a couple of times, both TV and live stream. Let's go ahead and introduce our sister and just bring her on up. Instead of me talking about her, let's have her talk to us about what she does and what is community building all about for her. Hi, sis.
Hello, sis. It's great to see you back from Podfest and happy Wednesday, everyone joining us here tonight and with all the amazing hounds of business and Lion and so many sisters that you get to see. And so grateful and honored to be a part of the business hounds of community and on LinkedIn, for us to join together and talk about this beautiful topic of community building is what it's all about is, it start with us, right? Each and every one of us is that relationship building and how we're here to serve, how we're here to lift up one another. And that is truly about community, bring our skill set, our strength, and kind of pull others along. Those who are not there yet, we can get them there. And that is how leveraging our resources and our people to rally and to get them in that position. And so I'm so honored to join this topic, sis. For
Of
those who don't
course, we're
know, I
building
call her
community.
sister, but it's
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Constance Leland.
I know. Well, I wanted to. I wish you did go to Podfest. I don't know if we would make it in one piece. Would we end up shopping somewhere? Like that's literally what we did was end up shopping somewhere and eat a lot. And I really did enjoy, having my sisters there. And hopefully we can have our own Hounds of Business, Mike Asherbenner, community summit. I'm just saying. I think it would be so amazing. But let's do it on a state that doesn't snow or it doesn't flood, because apparently we're going to be flooding again in San Diego. So talk to me about what does community building mean to you? When you look for a community, a lot of people look for community and they get disappointed because you get into a community, you think you're doing something, you have your own intentions, and then you get into a community and you're like, I don't know if I want to stay here. I want to be here. What do you look for when you want to belong in a community?
So for me, when we build community and look for a community that you belong to, for me, I see a couple things. One would be, are they including diversity? Not just the term on the wall, but really embodies all the special uniqueness of every individuals. And that is like when Lion showed the pictures, like with our Level Up Circles Academy. We have diversity when we're talking about geographically. We have brothers Olu, and then Danielle in California, and Susanna, and of course Dr. Constant Leland here. My sisters is like, and then Dr. Bose with Michelle. It's like those are uniqueness because they're all different specialty, different diversity, right? Culturally. And that is when you talk about community. Community cannot be in silo. It cannot be just you and I doing the same thing over and over again because we're not growing when we're in a community of just shutting our door and not open to learn, to grow, and collaboration is also a key in community. And then seeing the needs and also putting inventions or innovations to see the gaps that we see a problem, then we kind of provide a solution for. And I think that is where I feel not only my heart and my desire of what I want to do and ignite my purpose. And then everything falls into from last year on now with the Hounds of Business and then Dr. Constantly and then with the Level Up Academy. It's making that barrier to entry to people who can't afford in certain programs, right, to level up to provide themselves a higher education in personal and business development, to having the people in the community to build and lift them up. And that is what I see Heart Center, building, from changing one life at a time and one community at a time, and leave nobody behind. That is truly something that I embodies and what I look for. And this is where you see it at the Hounds of Business of Community. And before we talk anything, because something of is a personal, I know Mike probably don't want me to share, but I think he knows that we're all praying and our thoughts are with him because he recently lost a good friend, for him, and I know how it felt. So that is something I want everyone who's listening to know that our prayers and thoughts are with you, Mike, and that we can't do it without you, and that you're loved, you're thought of, and prayers go out to not only you, your family, but the one who's affected. And so no lives are small. Everyone has a role and impact. And just so you know that. And
Yeah,
that
we
is
love you,
where I
brother.
see community.
Yeah, we love you, brother. And that's why I'm running it. And he's like, shut you down, CJ. Nope. Today's my day, Mike. So sorry, brother. You put me in charge. This is what happens when you put me in charge. You're out of a job today. That's all. But that's one thing is like the trust is everything to me when it comes to community. That if you're able to leave your community that you started and not worry about it, that's trust. Like, I love the trust that I have bring into my community, right? And speaking of trust, I mean, let's just lion. Let's bring both my sisters. Like, hello. Let's bring Sandra and let's bring Susanna in. All two of them at the same time. Hi, look at that. We
There
are
you go.
so like,
Ooh,
yeah. I love it. I love it. This is amazing. So, Sister Sandra, community building. What does that mean to you, sister?
What a great question. And I had no idea what we were going to talk about today. So this is great. I love how Dr. New really expanded uh, on her viewpoint, her perspective of what it means to have community building. And as an entrepreneur, community building, I have learned, is everything. Personally and professionally, what do I look for when it comes to community building? I look for core values. Does this community have the core values I seek? Are they in alignment with the way I live my life, the way I do business? Because I believe in being a professional, and I also believe in being an authentic, uh, you know, person at all times, whether that's on or off camera. The authenticity piece is very important to me because I don't want, someone who's superficial, who I actually spoke about this at a mastermind a couple of weeks ago, that community building comes down to connection, like genuine connection. You want to connect with these high caliber entrepreneurs that see you for who you are, when you're up and when you're down. And again, I look for people, professionals that have these core values. They have respect. They live with integrity. They have a heart-centered approach. Are they in it to serve the community? Because it really comes down to servant leadership. It's about serving others. Um, Another thing that I look for is, can I have fun? That's big. That's really been a big light bulb moment, an aha that just went off, I would say, within the last 2 years, that I'm going to build a business that I love, that I'm passionate about, and I'm also going to have fun. So these individuals that I associate myself with, I have to see that they're professionals. They have this heart-centered approach. So I can give referrals to other people and say, oh my goodness, you're going to love Dr. CJ Leland. Oh my goodness, you're going to love Dr. New. Oh my goodness, these are professionals that over deliver. So when it comes to community building, do these individuals have a heart-centered approach? Are they in it to serve other people, to be relational, not transactional? So these are core values that align with me, not only as a person, but as a professional, because uh, it's about serving others through integrity. And a lot of people, unfortunately, nowadays have problems with being authentic. And when people can see you for who you are, that's where we can truly connect. And at least for me, these individuals I've associated myself with are very authentic, have a heart centered approach. And that is one of the many reasons I'm here today. And I can go on and on, Dr. CJ, but that's such a great question. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna need a community to uplift you when you're down. You're gonna need a heart-centered community who can inspire you, who can challenge you and say, hey, 2 months from now, let's go to Podfest. Hey, let's go to Orlando. Hey, let's go to Las Vegas. And this ties into one key point. I can go on and on, but I won't. The last thing that comes up for me that is critical to all high caliber entrepreneurs is this: it helps you cultivate resilience so you can keep going. Because when it comes to being an entrepreneur, it's not a linear process. It's going to be very challenging. So that's what it means to me, Dr. CJ. And I'm here to serve.
I love it. I love how she serves our country and now she serves our community. Like, hello? Why wouldn't I want her? I mean, why wouldn't you want her? Seriously, right? Lion wants to be a sister now. Woo, woo, Lion. I love it. And honestly, I heard the conversation with Susanna today in her show. And she's like, yeah, CJ had a backup. I'm like, yeah, I have a US Marine and I have an Army. Who wants to fight me today? Nobody? That's what I thought so. Like, I was walking in Podfest confident. I had my wing women. Like, they were amazing. We traded in. I got some discounts from Sandro from another. I mean, ooh, I could talk about it, but we'll talk about it tomorrow because Susanna and I are going to talk about Podfest. And that is also an extension of this conversation about community, right? But it's so amazing that you can see, to me, true leadership in a community is not only about you showing up for your community, but you showing your true self about what you want. Like, people are not stupid, right? When you say you doing something, but your action speaks another thing, how is that being authentic? Sometimes they won't tell you that that's what they see, but that's what they see, right? And being honest on what you're trying to say and being vulnerable sometimes is hard for some people. Sometimes it's hard for me as well. But I find that when you are honest about your feelings right now and really talk about how I need help, right? Because I'm really drowning with sorrow or I'm drowning with work, I don't know where to start. That's an amazing community that cheerleads you all the way to the top of your, like, you forgot what your problem was 5 minutes ago. And that's what these ladies have done. This weekend was therapeutic more than anything for me. I don't know about for them, but we're going to talk about Susanna now and what is community building means to her. Come on up. And don't cry.
Don't cry. For me, community building, well, let's just start it this way. No more boxes. It's that ability to be someplace where everybody else authentic. And when I say authentic, it's just because people are different doesn't mean they don't belong. Well-being is something that's extremely important to me. Belonging to a group, to a place, is extremely important. When we get into a community that you you don't have that confidence. And for me, I kind of talked about it Thursday too on the show. It was when all that happens is the superficial conversations. It's not getting deep, it's not getting a real connection. Then it's hard to feel like you're a part of the community, especially for somebody like me. I've never been good with the superficial conversations. I kind of see people do it, but I have difficulty doing it. And then sometimes it feels like you're just adding on to a conversation that it doesn't fit. Whereas when you can really open up to people and talk about the things that mean something to you, you can talk about the community, you can work with people, you build those collaborations, because like you say, collaboration over competition. That's where a community really becomes strong and grows. That's where everybody feels like they're a part of the community. It's I've seen too many communities where you get into it and the first thing they do is say, "Oh, just jump in the water." Well, that works for some people, but not for everyone. Some of us, we just kind of need to get that feel for who's in the group, who's doing what, and then being able to start opening up and feeling safe. And that's the kind of community, and that's what I'm seeing. It's just like what we did this weekend. This weekend, there wasn't anything held back between us as we walked through Podfest, as we did everything. It just, you don't have to talk all the time, but you feel everybody that's around you. And that's, to me, that's what makes a community even stronger. We've talked about heart-centered, we've talked about inclusivity, we've being authentic, and I'll just kind of finish off with authenticity, because my focus is to build a world where we move beyond boxes and shine. And when I say shine, it means you are your authentic self. You're the person that you were created to be, and you're done sitting back, holding yourself back because somebody else is in control, because your fear is telling you don't take the chance, because somebody else is telling you this is what you are, that's what you are, you're not good enough. It's like, forget all of that. You need to be able to be in a place where you're authentic, and you can only fly and then soar when you are who you were always meant to be.
I love it. I love it. So here's my next question, okay? Now we are belonging to Hounds of Business community. We are individual who own our own business. We want to be in a community that supports or who supports our efforts. So I'm going to go on an individual level now. We talked about community and what it means to you. Now I want to ask you guys, starting with Dr. New, what are you doing as an individual that not only supports your community, but also supports your own business to create that synergy?
There's so much to unpack. You sure you want me to go?
Okay, 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Well, I would say that as all of us wear multiple hats, and I'm a passionate of not only helping people because I've gone through my own burnout and um, led that and understand what mental health, the root cause of everything, and for me, being in this community, not only be able to help people within our circle, but in near and far. But some of the things that I want to show, I guess my example would be like, um, we have a project with the Level Up Academy with Beyond Boundaries. That's our next anthology by Dr. Constance Leland that we're working on to. That's building community, but how we share our message of our adversity of living in the gray zone and how we thrive in it. That's one of my projects that I'm building community. And because through my, that will be my fourth part of a collaborations book. So I've been pretty busy, but I felt that not only our message really empowers and inspire and motivate people, right? When they see, hear, and read our stories, they can see that from the lens of what we share, they resonate with us. They're saying, "Oh, if I'm an immigrant coming to the U.S., did not know any English, if I can succeed and do what I'm doing now, and get out and kind of make your own, create your own life by your own design. If you have the wish, the willpower, then you have to work toward it. It's not easy. It's not a fast track. It's not a, cook, they call it, a cook, is it cookie cutter? It's not one size fit all for everybody, but it will be worth it once you put in the effort, right? But only you can do it. And one of the things to give back to not only my profession, as probably last week's 2 weeks ago, I was awarded for the top 50 most influential leaders in the pharmacy industry. And so one of the things, it doesn't really hit me as in I'm a leader, I'm an influencer, like in that sense. No, I don't ever see myself. I'm more of a closed door. I do whatever my thing, my community. But I think my words need to get out as in how do I leverage now to show people, to inspire people that if you want to move to a different career path, or if you want to make a different business, right? You want to develop a different business or scale your business, you have to get back to your core value of who you are, why you get into the business or the career that you're in. Remember your why and do everything with intentions, right? Your intentions, is it serving, or are you making money only, right? Are you doing it as in with a purpose? Because for me as a healthcare provider, you cannot just treat a patient as a number, right? And you have to put really your heart and soul treating them like if it was your family. So for me, it goes back to the community piece. When you look at each and individual, if you're not putting yourself as I am selling a course, I'm selling a program, I'm serving. The same thing what Sandra was saying. If the essence of who we are, if we serving, right? Or are we making a sales pitch about, on LinkedIn, you've seen people who pitch slap us on everything, right? But it's not about that. It's about how can we serve people and meet them where they are and create a space that are open so they can be seen and heard. And you're able to create programs that not only with the level up circle, we can have programs for people in the industry of healthcare to really learn about burnout and how it will not only hone in your stress and be able to use the things that you have gone through to kind of not only control but also thrive, meaning use that as your superpower. Because like for instance, those who knows Dr. Constance Leland CJ here, my sister is like when she claims she has ADHD, as a healthcare provider, we saying that's when they put quote unquote disease or the illness, but it's not. That's your superpower, right? So it's trying to reframe somebody to really that this is not a curse. A cancer is not a curse. People who thrive beyond their years of limitation of diagnosis, saying you have 6 months to live, a year to live, but they're now living 6 to 10 years, right? So those are the things that, like I'm part of the cancer conquering community with Mark Hickerman, that he's, I found him and we found each other somehow. And now, I'm part of that community. I'm part of, the Hounds of Business, the Level Up Circle. I'm also an advisory for Chasing, of those who know, like the HR for you. And that's a nonprofit. There's other advisory that are part of, like the Adaptive Strategies Group with Keith Cooperman. That's a nonprofit. So there's lots of programs that I'm giving back to the community, pharmacy mentors, others, new pharmacists out in the field, or senior pharmacists who lost and need someone to advise. And then I'm also changing, I guess, the leadership role of how we have to really get back to how leadership are showing up. Are they leading with hearts? Are they leading with compassions? And
Yep.
encompass the culture of embodies all that. And so there's a lot. Those who follow me, they were like, "She's insane," but I am everywhere, and I'm building those community because I see a need. And so when I see a passion to really use what my experience and knowledge, and really get back to, are we serving with what we're supposed to be? And my purpose here is really reflecting back. We have to show up authentically as who we are. We got to lower our mask and not just wear a mask to make money, right? When we talk about business owner, entrepreneurship, salesman, entrepreneur in a healthcare professional, everything that we do, we have to put it on the other side. We got a picture. If you're that person on the other side, how would you want to be treated? That
Mm-hmm.
is how you want to reframe. That's how you're going to succeed. Because people ask, what's your secret sauce to doing whatever you're doing? I say, I'm not doing anything. I'm serving from my heart. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
everything. I'm serving and meeting people where they are. I'm not selling them anything. I'm not doing anything. It's if it's resonate with them, they feel aligned, they come on board. There's nothing to it. But people say, no, there got to be more. That is who I am. Because when you project who you are, you authentically who you are, the rest will flow. People will come and attract and will ask, hey, I need your help. Okay, let's figure out what we need to do and let's get to work. And like what CJ is what Susanna was saying, if you align with people like that, they're gonna take action. I'm not serious.
Yep.
I'm not here to play. It's like,
Yeah.
we done that at our time, and we might look young, all of us here in the audience,
Ah,
but we're not.
we're 21 forever, guys. 21 forever. Because,
And,
and I'm glad you said that because, like you said, people will ask you how. Let's just say when you say that, I came in this country, I didn't know how to speak English either. I graduated early. My parents didn't have their degrees, and I'm crazy about degrees. That's my addiction. We all have our own vices, but education is something that I love. But I also fell in love with my community. And what I've seen in my community is everyone's trying to help, but we're individually helping. Like, one here and one here and one here. And we're trying to hope to go in circles in here so that we can get somewhere. And I said, why not use my efforts and use whatever I got, whatever it is? I'm not a rich person, but make it where everyone can use my platform so you can amplify your message. And one thing that you need to know about me is once I hyper focus because of my ADHD, once I hyper focus on something, I will get it. I will not take no for an answer. Leave me a room. Yes, maybe, because you're going to need me someday. I know you're going to need me someday. But what I do is I want to make sure that I can amplify your message. And why do you think we take over publicity, right? When I say publicity, I mean publicity. I want you to be on live stream, on audio, Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, right? All of these Apple. Then I want you to be on the radio, like regular radio station. Then I want you to be on TV. Now I want you to be on the book. Why do you think I do that? It's because different people are looking at different things. If you do only one thing as a business entrepreneur, just like I'm just going to do engage in LinkedIn and I'm hoping I can get a client from there, it's not happening. Then what are you doing? You got to be in every single space. But it's hard to be in every single space, right? That's why I make it for you with these ladies' help and our sister lion, apparently now. He's a sister now. But what I want for the community to know is that when we talked about, oh, we're not about money. Yes, we need money, guys. Okay, we're not saying no to money. If you donate, go ahead, go ahead. We'll have a GoFundMe for Mike here for all of us. That's not what we're saying. We're saying we're here because we want to help you. Yes, we need money. We cannot live without it. Sandra wants to have more more Louis Vuitton. Okay, we're gonna need that. She has a mom that she has to help also, right? And Susanna needs that. She wants to travel. She wants to expand her messages. We're not saying we don't need money. We're saying we're here to help you based on our experiences, right? 25 years, 30 years of experience. But imagine all of our experiences right now in this room alone is over 100 years. Why wouldn't you want to be in a community like that? Right. And if you're going to be sold something, a program, a class, a TV, a radio, or whatever, don't just say, oh, she just wants our money. Think about what that money does for other people. If you're going to pay for something anyway, why not pay for your sisters and brothers who's able to help you amplify your message anyway? Right? Think about that. And so we are definitely heart centered people, but you don't have to take our word for it. Look at what our actions does for other people because we really want to help you. Now, I do want to give my sister Sandra also the ability to talk about her business, what she's doing for her community, and what she's doing individually, and what community she belongs to create that synergy. So, sis, come on up.
Oh, thank you, Dr. CJ. I appreciate that beautiful introduction. Yes, I'm Sandra, and I'm a retired Marine officer turned executive coach speaker. I served 20 years of honorable service as a U.S. Marine. Now I guide and train high caliber entrepreneurs, business executives, C-suite leaders to take command of any room they step into so they can magnetize opportunities for impact and growth. Having said that, I'm so excited. I'm hosting my third empowerment retreat in Playa del Carmen. This is an empowerment retreat and mastermind exclusively for leaders, stressed out leaders who want to mastermind and connect with other high caliber entrepreneurs and scale their businesses. And I'm excited. I love on the personal aspect. I also have an Airbnb in Mexico. I'm Mexican American. I love spending time in Mexico because who doesn't love to relax, rejuvenate, reinvigorate, and really surround yourself with other high caliber entrepreneurs, a community such as this that understands you and that can also help you build your business as you move forward. Now, Dr. New pointed out something earlier in regards to community building that made me think about being an advocate. And I also want to answer that question, and it ties into my business as well, Dr. CJ. But as as you become part of a community, it's important to be an advocate for other people. How so? Well, I'll give you an example. Dr. CJ, I had invited her to attend one of my events. I happened to be an MC at an event here in Southern California. I didn't think this woman would come. Doc, if you don't know Dr. CJ, let me tell you, this woman is one of the busiest people I know on this earth, but she just makes it happen. She's got time management down to a T, but she made time. And time, ladies and gents, time is currency. Time is important. Time is all we have. So this woman spent an entire day with me at this event. And together we got to showcase our businesses. We had lunch, we had fun, we took pictures, we connected with other like-minded leaders. And I remember, like Dr. CJ, we didn't want to leave. We were the last ones to leave. And then we had sushi in the evening. But in that moment, as I'm having sushi with Dr. CJ, I realized something important. I realized this is it. This is the connection I've always genuinely wanted. A woman who understands me, a woman who's authentic and can also challenge me and gets excited when I say, hey, this empowerment retreat that I'm hosting, these are the people I'm looking for. And now she can, it's this law of reciprocity, right? Where she invested time with me that day that filled up my love tank genuinely. Now I get to share with other communities the uniqueness of what Dr. CJ does and what she brings to the table on a global scale. So those are just some brief examples that I want to share, are really important to share because they've happened. And it's one of the many things that keeps me going, because I know these incredible women have my back. These incredible women are going to, come up with an event when I need it the most. And I'm going to say absolutely, which was the case. Dr. CJ said, "Hey, are you down for Podfest? It's for 4 days. Do you want to come?" I said, "Absolutely. I want to spend time with you and connect with other leaders." So that's just an example. As far as my business, I'm hosting an empowerment retreat in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. My link for that is sandragonzalez.com/retreat if you're interested in that. And I also offer a free assessment for leaders who need to spark momentum, who need a little bit of clarity on what may be holding them back at the moment. So that's what I do. Thank you for allowing me to showcase what I do. I mean, there's more to that, but I think in all, for the sake of integrity, I like to stick to this topic of building communities and the importance of it. So thank you for
Thank
that
you.
question.
I love the love tank. And someone says discount. I was like, bro, I am the queen of discount. I will negotiate. There's my wing woman right there. We're like, no, 200, no, 250 max, walking out, bye. Like literally, we love discounts. So if you want discounts for Sandra's Airbnb, you better be clean because she coming after you. I'm just saying. That's all I'm just going to say. Now, Sister Susanna, go ahead and come on in and tell us a little bit of what you're doing and what are you doing for yourself and for the community.
So for me, it's a focus on basically removing these boxes of life. All my life, I'd been told who I am, what I'm supposed to do, what's expected. And I've run across, especially with women, so many others who have run into that same thing. And I want to create a world where we can stop with the boxes, where we can stop having people go, oh, that's just how we have to see people. It's like, no, it isn't. Because if we keep putting people in boxes, then we keep putting walls between everybody. And I want to see those walls come down. I want to see workplaces where people can open up. And the thing is, when we can be authentic, that doesn't mean that we tell everybody everything about our story. If you're neurodiverse, it doesn't mean you have to say that you were neurodiverse, but you don't have to fear what would happen if somebody found out. Those kind of workplaces, they're going to become more profitable for an organization because people are not wasting time covering themselves. And then with women, it's speaking is really where I want to be. I want that point where I can help women ignite their awareness to move beyond the box. I mentioned it earlier. It's like when we get into these boxes, it's because somebody other than us is in control. It means we've built these walls because we're afraid that somebody's going to find out that we're broken somehow. When the reality is, what the world is trying to tell us is making us broken, it's actually a superpower. ADHD, it's a superpower. If you're neurodiverse, you can do things that the Normal people can't. And sometimes that is exactly what an organization needs, no matter what type of organization. It's time to stop segregating everybody into these little boxes. And the other thing, too, and this is what really bugs me about boxes, is somebody finds out just one small piece of who you are. And what happens is you get stuck in a box. It's like, if you are fill in the blank of your biggest fear, you get put in that box. And then somebody will pick whatever fits their narrative and paint everybody the same, when everybody in that box is as freaking diverse as the rest of the country. If you want to talk political, they're as far to the left as they are to the right. It don't matter what the box is. We need to stop with the walls, stop with the segregation, and be a community of people the way we were supposed to be in the first place. Our differences is what makes us unique. And this is what I look at speaking on local, national, global scale, to start putting the message out that we don't have to put up with these boxes anymore.
I love that. I love that. And I cannot wait for you guys to deep dive with us on Podfest. When Susanna called, I called her, and when she told me about her experience, and I started crying in the car, and I'm like, wait, I gotta pick up my kid. Do I have mascara on today? No, I don't have mascara on. I can cry. Because it has been emotional for her, a good emotional. And so tomorrow we're going to continue that conversation with Podfest, and we're going to tell you if you should come next year, or if you are going to come, what are some of the things that you can look forward to? Which hotel should you stay? We'll tell you about that drama mama conversation, hotel wise, and food places that you should go, and not let Susanna tell you to drive in the parking lot, go out and then park in the same area. But she's been really good at everything though. And I was like, where are we going, sis? We're going in circles. She's like, these dumb ways. I was like, yeah, true. But I really grew to love this community. I love meeting new people. I love meeting people in real life because we get to see who they really are. And when I warned you, I'm 5 feet tall, but I'm loud. You can ask Susanna if I'm telling the truth. Like literally, I'm 5 feet tall, but I'm loud. I don't know what to tell you. I'm Filipino, so I'm always loud. But let's go ahead and end this with a quote. And I'm going to start the quote here. And I'm going to ask my sisters to also get a quote. So my first one is, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, but don't settle. Do you know who that is? People? Anybody? Nobody knows what it is? Who it is? Who said that? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. Tomorrow is the last day of the book anthology. So if you guys come into the live show on YouTube, I'm going to give someone a free chapter tomorrow as a giveaway. That's like $500 right there giveaway. So if you come into my show tomorrow at 9 a.m. when Susanna and I talk about Podfest, towards the end of the show, I will do a giveaway. Automatically, you'll see if you can get in for free. I don't pick it. The darn system does its own thing. But all I can tell you is the more you comment, the more it picks your name. I'm just hint, hint. But tomorrow you'll get a free chapter of the book in anthology, because I think that your story matters. Your story could be the next story that could save someone's life. You never know. So I'm going away tomorrow with a free chapter on our book for the anthology. So come in tomorrow. The next one I want to give a quote is our sister New. We have only 6 minutes because Lion's got to go, and Lion's got to be here soon too.
Can you hear me okay? The internet's
Perfect.
been going on and off. It's kicked me out, bring me back in.
It's all right.
Um,
We're here.
so I have a lot of quotes, but one I think I'm gonna that I live by. It's Your journey to an extraordinary life begins with acknowledging your unique value, aligning with your passion and purpose, and live each day with intentions, gratitude, and be mindful that a single actions come from a single thoughts. Our thoughts matters. So that is my quote.
Awesome. Thank you, sis. How about you, sis Sandra?
You must be the change you wish to see in the world.
Love it. Succinct, sexy confidence. I love it. Sister Susanna, your turn.
I'm going to go with my motto, which is I'm not what I used to be, yet I am who I've always been.
Amazing.
We can change ourselves in terms of the outside to the world, but who we are at our core is who we've always been.
Love it. Lion, are you still in the room? Are you going to show your face? Are you coming? Hello? I'm putting him on the spot.
Here we go.
There you are.
Here I am.
Oh,
Hi. Hey, everyone. Thank you for
Lion.
including me in this picture, Dr. New. Thank you.
No, you should do some animation. You should do animation. Remember
I
your
know,
skills?
I love it.
Do some of that on the show.
Here, I got something for you. Here.
Oh,
that's
there
right.
you go. See?
Woo-hoo, celebrating. Yeah.
I just did that for you guys. So yay.
Aw.
Yay. See how amazing he is? Like, okay, now sing. Let's sing. What are you gonna sing? Or are you gonna dance?
Sure. So I got really quick quotes. My quote is, if it works, simply do more of it, right? Stop overthinking, do more of it. And then my second quote I would say is, you're going to die anyway, so just live while you're alive.
Yeah, some of us are not really living. We're just walking dead, right? So thank you for that. And I wanted to come and bring you up because to me, like just like any other jobs out there, right? You only see the CEO highlighted, oh yeah, the financials is this and that and that. You forget the little people down there who works their butt off for 80 hours a week for you. Those are the people you need to highlight because without those people, you are nothing. And so with you behind that closed doors, I wanted to highlight you, right? Because you are the foundation of the Hounds of Business right now, making Mike look good. Like he is an amazing bro as it is. But that's how we work. We make sure everybody gets credit where credit is due because we're all about community. So thank you, Lion, for being here. Thank you, dear sisters, for being here. I'm sure Mike hates me right now because I don't run it the way he does. But it is what it is. You put me in charge. This is me being authentic without a background, I have 3 different cameras right now. And none of them is working but this. You're just going to have to put up with this. So this is my green screen now. This is my calendar. If you are trying to go talk to me and if you're not listed on this calendar, sorry, you're not it unless you caught me in the thing. I have to stick to my calendar because I do have ADHD and I will be like, did you say something? No? Okay. And then I'll just go here. So if you're in my calendar, for sure, I'll be able to talk to you. But just like what Sandra said, I will make time for you. Each and every one of you guys are super important to me because I learn from you and I truly love people. Even the ones who don't like me, I still love you. It's okay. I have more to give when it comes to my heart. Just don't ask for money because I don't got none. But I have time for you. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. And where is Ollie when you need French? Arrivederci. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.